Check out this flyer. Now let's create it in less than 10 minutes using Canva. The beauty of today's tutorial is that you can use these same principles to create different types of flyers like Mother's Day, Father's Day, congratulatory, any kind of flyer at all you can think about. You can use these principles to create them. Without wasting much time, let's get started. Hop into Canva, you come to custom size. So I'm going to use 1080 by 1530 for this particular design. It creates new design. Now after it loads up, you come to your elements. You want to search for 3D element floating. I want to use this particular element. So I tap on it, and for my background, I want to change the color to the color available in this particular element. So I'm going to tap on my background. I come to background color, tap on it, and then I'm going to select this particular one. You see photo color, so it provides me with colors available in this particular element. It can also be a photo. So I tap on this one, it changes. Now I'm going to hit R to bring up a rectangle. I'm going to change the color of the rectangle to the background color, this one, and then I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. I'm going to change the size of the rectangle. So I'm going to hold Alt, and then this scales proportionally. It scales the rectangle proportionally to however we want it to be. Now look, without holding the Alt, you realize that it moves in only one direction. Okay, now when I hold the Alt, it's going to move in both sides. That's what I mean. So I'm going to hit Ctrl and the left square bracket to take it behind the love. I'm going to scale the love down just a little bit, maybe a lot. Then I come back to my elements, I clear, and I search for shadow. Hit enter. I'm going to use this particular shadow, tap on it, I scale it up, holding Alt to scale from center, and then I'm going to hit Ctrl Alt left square bracket, put it behind everything on the canvas. I want to duplicate that particular shadow. I hold Alt and then I drag. It duplicates it. Now I'm going to scale it down just a little bit. Or you know what? Maybe I'll just leave it like that. It looks great just as it is. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate my hat. I hold Alt and then I drag to duplicate it. Now I'm going to scale it up just a little bit, holding the Alt still so that it scales from center. Now I'm going to change. I want to make this particular image blurry. What I can do is to tap on the image, come to edit image, come to adjust, and then I come to blur right here. Now I increase the blurriness over here, and that is how I make images blur. For this particular image, I'm going to drag it a little downward like that, and I'm going to hold Alt still and then drag again downward. Let's send this image all the way back. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Alt and the left square bracket. It puts it behind everything in the canvas. This one also Ctrl Alt left square bracket, just like that. But I'm just going to bring it one step forward so that it covers the other one. Hold Alt, drag, hold Alt and drag. So this kind of like creates like a background, okay, background effect. So I'm going to bring it up to cover the cut lines over there. Next, I'm going to scroll down over here. I come to pixels and I'm going to search for KISS, K-I-S-S. Enter. I'm going to scroll down, select this particular one, tap on it, bring it right up here, and then I'm going to crop the size just a little bit like this. Looks fine to me. Maybe I'll scale it down just a little bit. I'm going to hit Ctrl Alt and the left square bracket to take everything to the back. I'll bring it forward just a little bit. Like this looks okay. Twice, okay, so I hit Ctrl and then the right square brackets twice to bring it forward twice. This looks good. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this particular rectangle, hold Alt and drag it to duplicate. I tap on the image, on the color I mean, and I'm going to change the color to white, pure white. Now I'm going to scale it down proportionally, holding Alt, just like that, to make it into like almost a line, okay? If it doesn't work, just drag manually. And the reason why I use this line over the other lines is that sometimes working with the line in Canva is a little bit too difficult. Okay, so I like to use my rectangle. So I hold Alt and then drag. Just like this. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit T to bring up my text. I'm going to change it to Happy, H-A-P-P-Y. I'm going to change the font from Canva size, from Canva Sans to Oswald. Okay, so you can search for Oswald here. So I'm going to select it. while it loads up, I'm going to change the color to white by tapping on the font color and then white. Now I'm going to bring it towards this side. Maybe I'm going to increase the size just a little bit. Maybe 30 will be fine. Let's see. Hit enter, and that's it. I think it looks okay. I'm going to duplicate it by holding Alt and then dragging. Change it to day, D-A-Y. Scale it up just a little bit, maybe to like 50 or 56. I think it looks okay. I'm going to bring this rectangle up a little bit, so I tap on it and I use my keyboard to nudge it up. Okay, I'm going to nudge this one a little further away from the heart, just like this. Now I'm going to duplicate the happy one more time, hold Alt and then drag. I'm going to write Valentine's. So I'm going to change this to Malibu ring. So you search for it over here, tap on it, scale it up. Maybe I'm going to use like 80, tap away, tap on it. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out, control and then left square, the minus, sorry. Okay, maybe 80 is a little too big, so let's reduce the size, holding Alt. I think this looks okay. 65, let's change it to 65. Enter. Now I'm going to go to effects. I'm going to tap on it and increase it to 100. Get to the happy. Let me zoom into that, you can see what's happening. Tap on lift, you realize a shadow comes up behind them. Okay, so next I'm going to tap on the happy again, Alt, drag to duplicate. I'm going to change the letters to 14. Zoom in, Control and plus, hold Alt, drag down again, change it to February. I zoom in and I'm gonna scale it down just a little bit. So I want it to be on the same, I want it to have the same width as the 14. Okay, next I'm gonna, let's maintain like 50. Okay, it doesn't really matter so far as it's the same width as the 14. So next I'm gonna duplicate this rectangle, hold Alt and then drag, bring it right under the February. I'm going to scale it down. I want to create a smaller rectangle. I mean, you could have hit R to do that, but it doesn't matter. Hit Control and plus to zoom in. So you just want to adjust it, okay, so that it kind of like forms a little square around the February. Okay, this looks fine. So I'm going to change the rectangle to white. Okay, so to select an element behind another element, you hold Control and then you tap. Okay, so right now the rectangle is selected. I'm going to change it to white, and I'm going to change the February to the background color, like this. And I'm going to take off the effects to none. Okay, this looks okay. So now I'm gonna Control and then tap to select the rectangle. I hold Shift and then I select to select multiple, and I hold Control and G to group it. So right now it's grouped into one, so that I can move it. I zoom out by using Control and then the minus key. Next I'm gonna add some text. So let's hold Alt and then drag downward. It's gonna drag everything though, but it's fine. So now I zoom in. I'm gonna hit Control Shift and G to ungroup everything, and then I'm gonna delete what I don't need. That's the February and then the rectangle.